So, welcome to another stream. This time, not the typical last to wherever we got challenge, but today I want to do something different actually. So let me quickly check if everything is working as I would expect. Can I open my live stream? Can I hear myself? Yes. Okay, so first of all, I try to improve the video quality. So I think I had a bit of low bitrate for the stream. That's why I think my video was not so nice. Hopefully it looks better now. So what do I want to do today? So today I want to look into qualifying, and so typically I do the last to first challenge, and so we don't do any qualifying. But actually qualifying is very important when you don't want to do last to first, but when you really want to improve on your driver rating. And there's a reason why I made it to A+, and that's typically because I made a reasonable qualifying, and then you start in a reasonable position. And then if you don't mess it up and if you don't bin it, you can actually finish in a proper position. So as you know, when you get into lobbies where the strength is pretty equal, the speed is pretty equal, then it's difficult to overtake, but you can turn it around. It's also difficult to be overtaken, and that's why every position you start further in the front is helping. So I would like to just do a qualifying and just show how I'm doing it. I'm not saying that this is the best solution, or I'm sure there are much better people out there, but I just want to show how I'm doing it, and which works pretty well for me. And feel free to comment if you do it differently, if you have some suggestions how to improve, or if you see that it's something which you can use for yourself. So we did a qualifying on the group 2 already, so I just tried a little bit, so not too much. So typically I'm about 1 second, a bit more than a second away from the leaderboard when it's a short track, so in about 1 minute. When you go to 2 minutes, it's about 1.5, maybe even 2 seconds away from the top split, where I'm typically ending up. So here there's definitely room for improvement. 1.5 seconds away from the top split, so I can do probably better, but I just made a very quick session, just a few laps. So, but now I want to start really from scratch. So let's take the Brazil race, Interlagos Group 3 race. So when I start, so first thing I typically do is to check what is the car to choose. So what's the best car to choose? And when looking into this, you see typically one car which is often used. So why do I choose that? One part for sure is because it is proven to be a quick car on this track. But you could argue, yeah, but you know, if you don't race so quick, if you make anyway no mistakes, then why should you take the top split car? And the second reason is it helps when you watch the replays, because if you have the same car, you can actually exactly look which gear do they take at which location. So that actually helps to see how others are doing it and how you could maybe improve. So that's why I typically pick a car where a replay is available. So that's for me the important point. So in this context here, so I typically like the Supra, so I probably go for the Supra. So we have 4 people, 5 people, 6 people in the top 10. So I think it's most like the car to go for this track. So let's go for the Supra. There's for sure others which are quicker, but I go for the mainstream car. So let's take the Supra. No, I don't want to take the race. I want to do the qualifying. We take the Supra and then see what we can do. So when I start, I first want to get used to the track. So it doesn't really help me to immediately start with the replays and ghosts, etc. So I typically just try to race a bit to understand how it feels and to get a general understanding without making too many mistakes, because as long as you make too many mistakes, it anyway doesn't help you to just start to tweak on the 10th. So you first have to tweak your seconds, and when you really have a stable run, then you can go further. So here it's only medium tires, so there's nothing we can do. I typically start with traction control and brake balance 0, so it's just the easiest start, and you can change it maybe later on if you really have to, but going for the 0 is always the first thing which typically works. So let's just make a bit of a training so we don't go too fast, to just get a bit of an understanding how the track feels with the car, with the tires. So I usually try to go slower than necessary, because if you do the first laps and you always end up in the gravel or somewhere else, it's just, yeah, you take much longer to get a proper lap and the proper feeling, because you just can't get it into a flow if you always actually leave the track. So that's why go a bit easy, and then we just start from there, and then try to improve step by step. Okay, so we made one lap where we survived. So I will do another 1 or 2 laps to just continue to get a proper feeling for the track. So you see my time 3/10 up compared to the last lap. So should be a little bit improving. But often it's the case that I start improving, but then I actually slow down, because when you try to push further, you actually, if you don't take it really clean, you might actually even lose time rather than gain time. So that's why often in the 3rd or 4th lap I actually get slower and slower, because I try to go to the limit, and when you go above you actually lose more time than if you would drive very slow and careful. So this corner exit was definitely not as good as the previous lap. That's exactly what's happening when you push. little bit too early on the throttle. Definitely gained in this corner. Definitely lost a lot in this corner. Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit early on the throttle, so I'm gaining time. So do one more lap, and then we check out what the others are doing. So I stay on the inside here to gain a little bit of more time. Okay, so we do it 1:31, and our optimum time, if you see it down on the right still, is a 1:38. So that's what we do if we would put all the best things on the lap together. So a 1:30 something we can do. So let's see how far we're actually away from the top split. I guess still pretty far. There's definitely still some room for improvement. Okay, so let's see what the top people are doing. So they do a 1:29 mid. So we do, if we are a second behind, we do a 1:30. So definitely we're not too bad. So, but I think Adventure James. So James with the 1:36. I think this is something where we probably should go. We have seen 1:38 we can do if we put all the good laps together. So the 1:36 I think is something we should aim for. So how do we do that? So what I typically do is I load the replay of the slower people to just get a bit closer to them. Although here it's only 2/10 of a second, so it's not really a big point. But I'm watching usually the really quick people. So I load the ghost from the number 10. But we want to learn from the very best. So let's watch Flores on what he did in his lap. So important, we want to have all the information switched on, and we want to have for sure some the view which we also have. So let's see where his braking point is. So typically now I watch exactly on, okay, where do they brake? So if we now take here, so we have the two orange, what is it, pylon and pile, or whatever that is English. So the orange things we have here on the right. And that's where I typically have my braking points, so we can see now where he's braking. So typically what you have to keep in mind, if I have this as my braking point, the time until my reaction really comes and I'm really braking is also later. So we can now see here, so he's now starting to brake. So actually he's taking most likely the braking point of these two orange things with the reaction time. So here we go. So now he's still fully braking. When turning in, he's easing off the brake and he's actually already starting to accelerate. Just a little bit, probably just for the rotation. But I will probably not do that part, so I will just ease off the brakes to go into really being close here. And then at the apex, starting to accelerate slightly, then full throttle. And you can see here, this is something which you can always learn. How much do you lift? Do you brake a little bit? Do you just lift the throttle? Can you find a way to go full throttle? So as it seems, he's lifting off throttle slightly. So to actually make the corner. And then after the apex, go again. So this is how it looks like. So he's braking a little bit, just full throttle, waiting a bit, full throttle. So I think that's something which we can learn from that. Again, I now let it just go through, so I typically don't go too much into the details when I just watch. So braking point, easing off the brakes, and then full throttle again. So let's see how much he's braking here. So he's not fully braking, just a little bit. And here it's important which gears is he using. So he's coming from the 5th, braking 4, 3 immediately. So 3rd gear, 4th. He's going to 1st and 2nd to just get a bit of extra rotation here. 2nd gear, early on the throttle. Not shifting into 4th, and just again 1st gear to just get a bit more rotation. So he's easing off throttle in the 4th gear, staying 4th, going to 2nd gear. Okay, so in principle it's pretty straightforward. So sometimes you have some special short shifting to get the corner a bit better, but I think here I wouldn't have seen something which is very different. So I think it's typically the early being on the throttle is the important point. So okay, so we have watched that. We have now loaded the ghost. One important thing I always set is I put the ghost slightly in front, so just 0.2 seconds. Why do I do this? Because if I'm exactly with the Ghost, I don't see exactly the braking point, because if you brake a bit too late, you will never see the Ghost. So that's why it's better to have the Ghost in front of you, then you see the braking and you can adjust better. So that's why I typically put the Ghost to the front. I don't want to see my own because it's just confusing, because at the end you're full of Ghost and you don't see the race track anymore. So that's why I typically only go for the Ghost of the quick driver and not the one of myself. Okay, so let's see where we lose the time. So that's typically the thing which you learn pretty fast. So we first lose the time by accelerating completely wrong out of this corner. It's another thing which you will learn. If you look at the Ghost, you see how good you got the corner, the final corner, because you can see then typically the speed difference. So we lost already time. I think it was in the first part of the corner where we were too late on the throttle. No, I was too early on the throttle, so we just try again. So we take the outside line here, so we need to accelerate a bit more, have more distance. Okay, I should cut the corner more, which I typically do, I just didn't do it this time. It's another challenge when you start looking at the Ghost in front of you, you just focus too much on it. I'm still too fast for this corner. So did he go into second gear? I forgot, so it's something to be checked. Accelerating in the third gear is not good in this corner. A little bit better, but still losing time. Yeah, that was not a good lap. But again, I typically get slower. But yeah, I actually got better. I didn't expect it to be better, but okay, I take it. So we almost made our target. And we actually didn't make the last part well. But, so let's see if we can make another good lap. So we got a better first corner. Yeah, that wasn't good. But we definitely can gain time here, so at the beginning. And 0.2 of a second faster is typically already 2 or 3 positions, so that helps a lot in the race. So I think we can get 1:35. Yeah, that was too quick at the beginning, but then I was too far already on the inside to get the corner well. So I was too early on the throttle this time. And that always happens when you push harder, you actually typically slow down for a while. A bit too late on the throttle. I missed a 10th here, or half a 10th. I was on the curb, so it was not good. With the left tires on the curb, not good for accelerating. I should not touch the curb in this corner. It's a very iterative approach, so it's worth spending quite some time in practicing that. Now I lost time. I still do the lap because I can still learn. I shouldn't get a penalty. Penalty is pretty useless. That's a bit of a painful one if you get a penalty because it's completely nonsense, because typically it should just cut you off the lap which you were just doing, but it doesn't make sense. It also destroys you the next lap because you have to slow down, so I don't know why. For qualifying you should just get this lap disqualified and that's it. I'm losing here quite some time. And I really binned it in the last corner. I think I had a good run, so yeah. And this one, I didn't get the corner right. Yeah, look how much I gained. more than 2/10 of a second. Was it a penalty again? Already lost 1/10 of a second in the first corner. That's not good. I don't get the first corner right. That's very frustrating. But I still continue to just practice the rest of the track. Let's try to get the first corner right. Still not good. Still not good. So we need to get the first corner better. It doesn't make sense if we already lose 1.5 tenths at the beginning. We'll never be able to catch it up later. So I do something different compared to before, and that's not good. So we are stuck with 137. And that's a typical thing I always have. So I have a certain time when I start to then learn the wrong way, and I'm stuck with that for a while. So it's then just needs more training, and yeah. I'm an idiot. I was not braking strong enough. I was, for whatever reason, just braking half, and that was not good. Actually, the lap was pretty good, so it could have been definitely the improvement lap, but yeah, I binned it. No, 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 no. I need to be cleaner in this. So as you see, it is really painful to improve step by step. Drifting through the corner is never quick. Okay, so we leave it for now, and let's make a race for fun. So let me quickly do something. I'm quickly changing my account. So let's use what we just learned, and let's go into a race. 11:30. We go for a race with the Toyota Supra. That's another thing which actually helps me. Sometimes just doing some races helps a lot. to just get a bit of this. If you have some kind of mistakes, which you always do, you might just get rid of them again if you do the race, because you anyway have to take different lines in the race often when you're in the slipstream or when you're fighting. So it gives a bit of a different understanding. So that's why, yeah, I would probably do a race and qualify later again. So I think we can make a 1:35, as we have seen. So I think there's definitely the room for the improvement if I get a proper lap together. And with the 1:35, I'm a bit of like 1.3 seconds behind the top split, 1 second behind the top 10, and that's perfectly fine for me. So that's where I am. So I'm not getting much closer. Yeah, so that's definitely my my maximum I can achieve. But yeah, given that I don't practice so much and just do it for fun, I'm fine with it. But yeah, there's definitely every single tenth which the top split is doing is really crazy, and those guys are really good. So even my best laps together will never make it much further than the second closer. But yeah, that's there's definitely some things I don't know, and I'm not good in, which I should improve maybe. But yeah, so let's see how the race is. Again, we didn't work with the brake balance, and maybe that's even something we could work on. So maybe put it a bit to the back to get a bit more steering into the corners. So there is still something to do, but yeah, again, enough for now. But if you really want to improve your driver rating in competitive lobbies, then just yeah, spend more time. So practice long, do really good qualifying. Yeah, and suddenly already lost all my abilities for driving. But focus on qualifying. I think that's useful. Use the ghost. Use the functions which the game is providing you. Yeah, so that definitely helps, and helps me. So using the ghost helps, using the replays helps. So to just get the understanding. And yeah, so before, when I was more like in my performance also in B-rated lobby or C, then the ghost didn't help me much, because the ghost was just far too quick and just gone. So you gain less from the ghost if your speed difference is higher, but you definitely can gain a lot watching the replays. See how people take the corners, where's the braking point, how they hit the apex, when are they on the throttle, so which gear. So these things help a lot to get a better understanding on what's the racing line, which gear should I take, when should I brake, when should I be on the throttle. That is definitely something which you can learn from the pros. So in this lobby we have a 1:32.7 being the first, and a 1:38. So 1:32 to 1:35 I think is the split here. So, and then 2 people without qualifying. No Supra, or almost no Supras in the race, so it might be that the Supra is good for qualifying but maybe not good for overtaking, I don't know. So that's then the next thing to find out. what is the best car for racing, because it's not always the same. It's because it could be that the car for qualifying is good in average, but that it doesn't give you enough top speed for overtaking, something like this. So that's why sometimes, or even in this race it doesn't matter, but tire wear is, or fuel consumption is also different. Could also give quite some difference. And I think for me, if I look at the daily race C, there is the NSX, I think, which is the quickest one, but it's much more nervous. So if you make minor mistakes, you might spin. So that's why the slower car for the race might be better, just for consistency, because if you spin once, or if you really get off the track, you lose much more time than you can ever gain with the quicker car. So as long as we're not the experts and pros, we might just go for the easier car, and actually at the end of the day, those people who make least mistakes typically end up in the front. So that's why that could be something which helps. So didn't race on this track, obviously, so no training, no race. So let's see. For sure I was racing this track before, but not with this setup for this daily race. So we stick in the slipstream, but they already go for the attack. So let's stick to the slipstream here. Wow, I got them. I got punted like crazy, so. Someone, I think, did it on purpose, I don't know. Because that was not just a punt, I was like, well, not a push, it was definitely a big punt. Okay, back to where we started from. Didn't get this corner, but why? What am I doing here? Track race. Supra is the winner in the drag race, that's good. So let's see if we go for the move. It's late, but come on. We get overtaken from the outside. How slow can you be? Sorry. Gave him a little push. That was not nice, but he was braking a bit earlier than I expected. That was not very clever. So my first race is definitely not a good race. I'm here, hello. I think you tried to go for a punt again. If I look at the radar. So early on the throttle. The slipstream. So he's giving me the inside, thank you very much, that's better. Whoa. So at least in the top 10 finally. And we made the fastest lap. Still 1 second slower than we could, but yeah, so not a really good race. Oh, and we lost driver rating. Oh yeah. So why did we lose driver rating? I pushed this guy once. But where did we lose all the others? Hello. So yeah. You also lost driver rating. Frankie Leck, yes. Selva. Yeah, so we all lost driver rating. I don't know why. Let's see what bad things we did before we start the next race. So, I don't know, I think I just pushed someone once, unfortunately, but did I do more bad things that I deserve to lose sportsmanship rating? Selva, you also started from the back. So you start in front of me and we finish in front of me. So let's have a look on what happened. Okay, I pushed him, but that shouldn't be some driver rating issue. There I got this super pumped. Let's see, I need to get... Oh yeah, the German guy. This guy was giving me this nice... Whoa, completely... binning it. Okay, so that shouldn't be an issue for my driver rating. So you made it already to number 9, so I was still in the back trying to catch up. Made it to 8, so something happened to you as well, I guess. Oh, Adam was... What did he do? Nice guy. So, did you lose my driver rating here? Yeah, I pushed this person because somehow he didn't accelerate. Okay, then... Yeah, here I pushed him a bit. was not my fault. So here we go. Position 9 and 10. Yeah, here I pushed this guy probably because he was like super slow. I don't know. Yeah, that was unnecessary. I pushed him again, yeah, because he was slow, and then I was trying to avoid it and it was steering too much. But okay, so maybe it was my fault. So let's go. Let's go again. So maybe I deserved the driver rating minus. So I did some things. So let's see if we see each other in the lobby again. Hopefully we make a better run to the front than this time. I think I was spinning 3 times. That's definitely not good for the result. I typically prefer the race C just because it's here it's always a big push because everyone needs to overtake in a very short time, and you have to really fight hard because you don't have much time. But yeah, it's fun anyway. But was just promoting the qualifying, and now with starting last, we see all the problems you get if you start last. So that's, you're always in the fights. With a proper qualifying, starting further in the front is definitely helping also to have races with much less incidents and pushing and. So, new lobby. Let's see which lobby we get into this time. If we ever get into a lobby. Hello. Some connection issue. So I hope we make it to a lobby. Yeah. So here we go again. Again, number 14 and number 15. So let's try to make it better than number 8 and number 9. So maybe we can get further to the front. At least no German here, so no German punting guy like last time. Yes, welcome back. Yeah, I think if we try to not spin, we could make it to the top 5. But given that we were spinning 3 times last race, not spinning at all seems to be pretty optimistic. Anyway, we will see. We will see how this works this time. I don't have slipstream, so that's not good for overtaking. Okay, we made it. Our Italian friend had some trouble. I got pushed from the back. Oh, come on. It was a good start, so much chaos, and we made our way through it until someone came and pushed us out again, so yeah. It was a good start. Now let's catch up to the guys in front of us again. So slow. And I got probably SR down again. So we're in position number 9 again. We have been here before. So, our Italian friend, we are back. In the slipstream against the Ferrari should be possible if we get somewhere space to overtake. We didn't get much space to overtake, but we have another chance. Somehow it's just being pushed around like crazy. Finally. Yeah, so we couldn't get a corner properly in the last lap. Every time just got some push somehow. So, our Italian friends, Salva is actually number 8 again. With a hard fight for position number 7 and even number 6. That was again a full contact race, and I already get SR down again, so it's not so easy to go without any contacts when someone is just very slow, and surprisingly slow. It's not so easy. But anyway, we made it to position number 6, so top 5 was actually possible, but we are spinning again, so what do we have here? Tokyo Expressway with a Renault Sport Clio. Okay. Yeah, I think it's the nature of this Group 3 race and this course is that it's a lot of contact and trouble, but that's part of the fun. So we don't want to qualify, but we have still 5 minutes. So let's see how good we can work with intermediates on this track. I did this video where I tried to race with it, but the problem was that no one was expected that I had to brake that early, so I was just annoying all the others, so I gave it up. Very slippery. I need to try that again. Yeah, I hope for Gran Turismo 7 to really have nice weather conditions. It seems that they have this dynamic weather, then that would be really cool. Because here you have the tires, but you literally don't have any race or any track where it's wet. So Red Bull race, yeah, but it's not really fun. Oh. Okay, intermediates are pretty painful. Quinten with the RZZ. Yeah. So okay, let's go back before we forget and race with it. So let's go back to proper tires. That's probably painful. Oh, but a 3-second penalty for that. Wow. And this one didn't get a penalty. Okay. Let me quickly check my sportsmanship rating. Kudos Prime. So, which account do we have? Serpantelot. Okay, so we have 96 of 99, so it's we just get very little deduction, so that's okay. Our performance is 4,600 driver rating points. So, we are just in C, so almost in D, I guess. So what's the limit for 4,000? Yeah, almost moved down to D. So let's see. How my qualifying was for the other account. Yeah, Lago Maggiore last time I didn't practice much. I was number 1,229 for the Sainte Croix. I was number 270, so it was a pretty good result. So I think for me everything which is within the top 300 is always a very good result. Sometimes I'm struggling to be in the top 500 or top 800, but really depends on the track, and for sure how many people actually like to race this track. So we are missing our Italian friend. Not in this lobby, unfortunately. Two other Italian. Some Dutch people. I hope they drive nicer than Max Verstappen. Although the last race was was probably like at least 10 Max Verstappens in the race. Just never give up and just either you go away or we crash. So that's one way of doing it. And you can actually be pretty successful with that strategy, as it seems, at least in Formula 1. Okay, so we were spinning 3 times in the first race. We were spinning one time in the second race. So yeah, we should stop spinning. That would be a good thing. It would definitely help our position. So let's try to avoid the madness, but I tried last time also to avoid the madness, but it didn't work. Okay, Probably last race for today. One person is slow. And they already removed my braking point. I actually didn't remember where it actually was, but okay. On the long straight, start finish straight. Oh, sorry for that. I'm very sorry. Sorry for spinning you around. So that was... It was too late for braking. I already hit him once. He was anyway spinning, so... that was not a good thing. I would typically wait if it would be a proper race, but when starting last it somehow doesn't make sense to wait. I'm spinning around the next person. Starting to be a really dirty driver. I'm sorry for that. Sorry, Chris. And we're in position number 4 suddenly. We were doing the Max Verstappen and we are actually pretty successful. Where did he come from? Spinning. We're suddenly number 2. So we have 4 seconds to the leader. And we will completely missing our braking point. I have no clue where it is actually. After losing all this time, I actually get a penalty, just if it wouldn't be enough. I need to remember next time the braking point. So where was it? The last point I picked was too late. Is it the 100-meter board? Probably just after the 100-meter board. I think I should give back some positions. I think I would anyway, even if I would have made it to the leader, I wouldn't want to take the win because it was a dirty way to be in this position here. And I don't want to make a win just with some dirty driving. So, let them pass again. Yeah. That wasn't a clean race. I can't be particularly proud of myself turning around someone and pushing the other one out. Not my style typically. So sorry for those whom I pushed. So it was definitely Chris. So that's, but I don't know who the other guy was. So sorry for that. Yeah, it was fun for sure, but not for the guy I spinned around, so sorry about that guy. Okay, enough for today. We did another SR down, so let's see where we ended up now. So so many ads on this page. Why? Okay, 94. So we always lose 2. Yeah. But at least we were collecting a fastest lap. So 3 more fastest laps and we have 200. That's 200 out of 600. So every third race we did the fastest lap. Okay. So I won a car. I guess I get the IGO as usual. Yeah. Oh, Yaris. Yeah, sorry. So high performance. Wow. I always wanted to have that car. Thank you so much. Good. So, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, so I see you next time for the next racing. Let's see if I make it somewhere this week for some races. I think I would like to race the daily race C. So hopefully this week find another time to do this. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you could take away something from the qualifying part. At least if you're not a pro, then you can't take anything. But yeah, hope you got some interesting information. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.